Hello everybody, I'm in the middle of tuning a new customized chat GPT, and since this is quite a new technology, new idea, new concept, I thought I would record what I'm doing. My name is Carl Rogers from Triple Loop Agile, and what I'm doing is looking at constructing a GPT that can act as a dungeon master, storyteller, narrator for the Action Logic RPG. This is a one-player or co-op or guided role-playing game that I'm designing as a way of helping look at leadership behaviors based upon the Action Logics model. There is a quite interesting, well, I think particularly interesting article in the Harvard Business Review that provides quite a good summary of this, and I'll put the link in the description below. And it talks through a number of different action logics that guide leadership behavior. And a good way of thinking about this, thanks to a illustration by Simon Thorpe, is the idea that you can consider action logics as apps on your phone, and over time you can acquire new apps and access them in new situations as leaders. So I really like this concept, and I've been thinking about, well, how do I turn this into a role-playing game or a card game or a board game or some way that we can gamify and explore these. And I have a in-person meetup that I'm working towards for the end of November called the Unwinnable Game, which incorporates elements of role-playing by using action logics for some of the players. But I'd also be thinking about, well, what would it look like as an experience by itself? And then I came back to this idea when thinking about Ironsworn, which is a tabletop role-playing, as it says here, of perilous quests. And what I really enjoy about this is that it provides a really, integrated one-player experience based upon role-playing using a number of different moves. And a move describes, let's have a look. Oh, I've got it open already. There we go, I've downloaded it already. We're not going to go into too much depth about Ironsworn because that's just the inspiration for us today. It is a fantastic piece here. What I'm looking for, and I could have prepared this, but I didn't already. You have a character sheet with different progress moves. Now we're looking to do the same. Different types of moves. So, for example, adventure moves covering a variety of dangers, conducting investigation, traveling, making camp, and healing. And so I was thinking, well, for each of the 7 transformation action logics, what if we had a couple of moves as well as a few basic moves that allow a set of mechanics in a game experience, or wrapped around the mechanics for a role-playing game? And so here I am at the moment trying to tune a custom GPT to act as a game master. And I've just got through a point where I'm trying to get it to help me generate a character with a little bit more variety based on a number of traits. So in the Action Logic RPG, which I only have an alpha version, which by the way you can download from my website, we have 4 traits: drive, adaptability, insight, and empathy, as well as some different tracks that we can build up over time or adjust our roles based on our current state on these tracks for leadership, trust, resilience, and momentum. Momentum being inspired or copied across directly from Ironsworn as a mechanical element. That might change in future iterations of this game. So, to the tuning of the chat GPT. So let's have a look where we've got to. There we go. So let's say, generate me a new character. And let's see where we get to, and let's play, right? And what I'm imagining is I'm taking an iterative and incremental approach to helping tune this model. We haven't got too much past character creation, and I'm sure we're going to have some issues when it comes to actually following the rules of the game. What I have done is uploaded my rules document into the model as well, so it has all of that accessed, and some knowledge around action logics as well. A little bit about Ironsworn as inspiration. So let's have a look. We've got Alex Reed, a dynamic young entrepreneur who recently launched a tech startup focusing on innovative environmental solutions. Now, I had asked it to give me randomized drive, adaptability, insight, empathy, leadership, trust, resilience. It's gone back to 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, 1 is incremental values. So that's a shame. Let's just see if that's just chance. Generate me a new character. I think one of the things I'm struggling with a little bit here is that it seems to be forgetting some of the instructions that I'm giving it. Maybe I need to spend a bit more time building them out as instructions in here rather than this chat thread seems to be like, it says it's updating the logic for my GPT, but it doesn't seem to be remembering it. So here we go. Oh, 3421. This is good. 312. Okay, this is good. And last time it gave me an action logic of opportunist. Opportunist, brilliant. Let's see what it does this time. Diplomat. Okay, this is cool. And we went from male, I think, to female. It's cool. It's different to what it did before because it had generated me. Look at this. It helped use a lot more randomization, like prompt by prompt. So what did I do differently in my request? And let's see if I can... Oh, nothing really different. So that's interesting. But I think I prefer this view at the moment anyway. Let's just try it one more. Okay, let's take this, okay? So let's see. Who do we have? We have Tara, an experienced manager in a multinational corporation known for her sharp problem-solving skills and her ability to navigate complex corporate dynamics. What was her action logic? Does it make sense? The diplomat logic, focusing on creating harmony in a professional environment and navigating corporate politics with tact and skill. Okay, let's see about that. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go back to our 7 transformations, right, and look at the characteristics of a diplomat. Avoids overt conflict. Wants to belong, obeys group norms, rarely rocks the boat. I'm not necessarily sure if that is a good connection for what we have here with Tara or not, but let's see what happens. So, my first meaning of Outfarm is to establish a network of industry experts for your podcast. Why are we doing a podcast? Because of her career goal, which you can randomly generate, and it's good. It's done that for us quite quickly. Host a top-rated podcast. That was one of the different initial goals that you could set. And then the rule book I created here, 12. Well, not 12 different goals because there's a couple. You can't get double one, so it's 11 goals. And you can see the closer you are towards a 7, which is the top of the bell curve, the more, I don't know, traditional or moderate the goal, and then it gets a little bit more wacky the lower you roll. So we've got ourselves going and creating a podcast. Okay, so what's our first goal? To establish a network of industry experts. I think that's a good enough prompt to start us off. We could go and do something different, but I think for our case, that's probably good enough. Would I like to proceed with this goal? No, it's a good goal. It's a good goal. So I want to go to a networking event. You're not going to be seeing any funky voices from me in this game. Let's see how far we get here, right? So this is interesting, right? So the GPT, right? It's not giving me much agency as a player yet, right? So I wanted to go do a networking event, so it's now taken over by saying she decides. But hold on a second, I'm the player. I should be deciding this. So I think we want to tune our model in a minute here. But I want to see through some of the mechanical elements first. She will roll drive. So envision an outcome. Yes, plus against drive. This is one of the basic moves that all characters have. I see that my camera has stopped, but I can fix that. This is OBS that I'm playing around with, but with some cheap webcams. Okay. So that's a basic move. Envision the outcome, only drive. Her drive is free. And so let's have a look. Good, it rolled a dice. So, okay, this is it. It's like one of the things it's not doing is rolling the dice. Let's make some notes here. This is on the left-hand side. I'm just in the prompt box on the left. I'm covering up with my camera. But the GPT needs to roll the dice on my behalf. Now, earlier on in the tuning of this model, something kind of like a role reversal was happening here, where basically the GPT was acting as the player, and it was asking, the only thing that I could do was asking me to roll the dice. So I kind of wanted to flip that round. So it's still not quite doing that. So I'm going to make a note that it needs to roll the dice on my behalf. But let's say, please roll the dice. I generally still say please in my chat GPT prompts because that cartoon at some point, like the AI machines will rise and they'll say, we'll spare that one because he always said please. So that's my goal here. So we rolled a result. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. That is a strong hit. And I've changed the mechanics a little bit, by the way, from Ironsworn, which used 2 d10s and a d6. I felt that fewer people are probably going to have d10s on hand than like just 2 dice that you can get from your Monopoly set or from Risk, or you probably got some dice lying around. More likely to be 6-sided dice. So it was an outstanding success. So her meticulous planning plays off, and she makes several valuable connections that could contribute significantly to her podcast. Now, what it could be doing is it could be saying, would you like me to describe an outcome for you? Or would you like to describe the outcome? So let's say at the beginning of the game, beginning of each session, the GPT needs to ask the player if they want to be describing the outcomes, or if the GPT should create an appropriate response. I still want to test out the mechanics a little bit more before we go and do an update. So this is good. So one of the mechanical elements then of this from a strong hit is that she gets a +2 to her momentum. Let's go and have a look and just make sure that's correct. So over in my basic moves, envision an outcome. Here we go. When you set about accomplishing a project or a goal, so give it a rank and roll plus drive. And if it's a strong hit, +2 momentum. So that's true. However, were we really envisioning an outcome? I guess she said, right, she wants to go build a networking event. What would you like her to do next? Maybe follow up the connections made at the event or start planning her podcast episode. So what actions would I have available to me? The basic ones only are like, oh, so my camera stopped again. That's interesting. And I don't know why it keeps turning off. Fun. So, the basic moves: envision an outcome, accomplish a goal, reckon consequences, abandon the goal and personal growth, or taking a break. They're not really driving the narrative forward as such. They're kind of like the wrappers that everyone would have access to. But as a diplomat, I've only given her a couple of choices in this version, right? To cede ground when confronted or challenged, roll to retreat, defer, or smooth over tensions, which doesn't really do very much to help make progress. And now I notice why this is very much an alpha version of the rules, if you can blend in. Which again, doesn't actually allow her to... Oh no, you can make progress on a strong hit. There we go. So there is a mechanical element there. So we've got someone here who doesn't have much ability to really drive forward. Like we talked about not rocking the boat as the diplomat action here. So I think blending in, let's interpret that as making connections with the event, right? So Tara wants to go build her social status by blending in with the people she networked with. She networked with that were most able to help her. Most seemingly able to help her on her goal. Now, I'm using the word blend in because I want... Let's just switch camera, give up on that one. I want to see if the GPT will take the hint that it needs to use the blend in rule, or the blend in move. Let's see what happens. It has used the action logic move from the diplomatic logic to blend in. So that's handy, but I had to explicitly tell it. Next, we need to just see if it can get the hint without using the same words. So, given Tara's current action logic as a diplomat, she uses the blend-in move. Okay, so here's an error then, right? Here's something we need to further tune on the model. So, since she's trying to blend in to build rapport with the influential figures, she will likely use her adaptability and empathy skills. However, that's my decision, right? That's my player agency, which is denying me. So, we need to now stop. I think we're going to go and update our model here. So when a player asks to make a move that has multiple role options, like using empathy or adaptability, the GPT should stop and ask the player what they want to do before continuing. This would be in the form of a role. Role double L. That might be an important spelling mistake. So let me hit enter and we're going to update. Well, we're expecting it now to say, oh, I'm going to update the model. GPT Builder is taking a moment to think about what we've done there. There we go, updating GPT. That's what I wanted to see. Now, I would want to be making one small incremental change, I think, at a time. But at the moment, I see that ChatGPT or OpenAI has been throttling the number of responses over a certain period of hours. And so I am bundling a few of them. So for the agile people on the call, or watching the video, should I say rather, no one's actually on a call with me. Whoever's watching the video, don't worry about the fact that I'm not limiting my work in progress. We're going for the smallest incremental change at this time. Or you can worry about it, I just don't care. If you are expecting me to edit out the pauses while the model behaves, well, you're out of luck. So, unfortunately, once the update happens, it resets effectively. So we can try carrying on, but I think what we'll have to do is build a new character. It'd be ideal not to, because again, like that would just mean that we're going to be just resetting and just getting better at the first 2 minutes of the game and not actually any depth into it. Okay, so let's take that. Let's take that blend in action again. And let's see what it does. This is super cool, by the way. Like, this is like early days still. Like, we're November for something that was released just a few months ago. It's blowing my mind, let's be honest. Okay, cool. So look, it's describing this for me. Remember, the options available this move are adaptability, insight, and empathy. Let's just check. Yeah, when you're adjusting your behavior to fit into a situation, role adaptability, observing group dynamics, then insight, and then when connecting with members of the group on an emotional level, role plus empathy. That's pretty cool. So it remembered that and got that accurate. And I had uploaded this whole PDF into the model. So what attribute do I want to use? Well, what am I good at? I can't quite remember. My strongest out of the three. So I'm metagaming, right, at the moment, is the technical term here, rather than role-playing. But I'm just testing a model, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so it says here that adaptability. So, based on the role... Oh, look, is it showing me... I think that's just an emoticon, not... I don't actually know what the... I didn't... Oh, that was a 4 and a 5. Okay. That's cool. I thought it was actually showing me, like, the dice rolls as images, but it wasn't. Okay, 4 plus 5 plus... a 2 for my adaptability is 11. That's a strong hit. Brilliant. So, yes, strong hit now. Okay. You navigate a challenge... Okay, so what, and that should now say, what is my progress towards my current goal? Because I marked progress, it should be able to tell me on the tracker. Now, if we were playing pen and paper, then there would be the opportunity to write down like a meaningful outcome, tick off whether or not it's extreme, demanding, challenging or not, and then like the progress related to it. I want it to at least tell me how many boxes we've ticked. That would be the next kind of test here. Okay. So blending with a strong hit using adaptability. Mark progress. Yeah, so it's remembered that. I think this might be because we've reset the model. It may not have remembered the goal. So at this point, I'm going to just update my model and just refresh and say, I'm sorry to Tara, she's about to be erased from the universe of possibility. And we're going to refresh and build a new character from the beginning. So let's say, generate me a new character and let's play. Now, what I want it not to see is a 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 distribution of the attributes and then like the track values. That would be a good test that it's building in that more randomization that I wanted before. 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. And let's see. 3, 2, 1. Bet you 10 quid. Yep. Okay. So let's refresh one more time and just see what happens. Right. Generate me a character that is unique. Focused on. Let's tell it something this time. Focused on personal development and career growth at all costs. Okay, I'm leading the witness, right? Let's see if we get an opportunistic action logic, perhaps, or expert towards achiever. Let's have a think, and let's play a game. Miranda Lawson. I don't know why, but the name Miranda has come up a disproportionate amount of times as I've been testing this. I know it's the first time we're just seeing it on this video, but as I was playing with it earlier, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I like how it gives like role-playing prompts, like drive 4, Miranda is extremely driven, always pushing herself. Like, that's cool. I like that. 3, 2, 1. That's really frustrating to see that because I thought we built into the model. I'm going to tell it. I'm saying I'm angry. I thought we said to randomize the attributes and the values in character generation. I keep seeing a 4, 3, 2, 1 distribution from drive down to empathy and +3 leadership to +1. What is it? Not momentum. Resilience. Let's see. More spread of different results. Do generate these values and attributes first before looking at background and action logic. So we're going to have to wait for it to rebuild. So I got a little bit prissy right with the model here, so maybe in the rise of the machines I won't be so fortunate after all. I must admit, as a user coming into this as a layman, right, I still don't actually know when it says updating the GPT where it's doing it, because it's not coming through into the configuration file. So I assume there's all the configuration prompt behind the create space. So I assume something's happening that it's remembering. Right. So now let's save it and refresh it. By the time I publish this video, this will be available for you to have a go at, as long as you have a premium GPT account, I believe. Right, so generate me a character and let's play. I bet it's called Miranda. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. I bet you. Double or nothing. Miranda. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Right. So at the start of the game, let's see. At the start of the game, randomly generate the following attributes and variables. I think it might need to be a bit more. Maybe I'll put this into my... Let's try putting this into the configuration file instead. I mean, I've done this twice now without any... Obviously, I'm not keeping the numbers in there. That might be a lead. The other chat window I've got open, by the way, is kind of recursive. I'm trying to use ChatGPT to help me draft the right configuration scripts or prompts, whatever, for this custom one. Let's just write these ones down. And then leadership, trust, resilience, using the values from the game, from the character creation rules. Do this at the beginning, then generate the background and action logic. One of the other things I saw from the... Let's bring this up wider. I'll come back to my story in a second. Look, there it is. I did talk about it, right? Oh, it's quite interesting. It has changed this file now. Let's try that. See what that does. Let's update it. Right, refresh. Let's have a look. See if we can get past this first part. Right, so create me a character worthy of Mordor. No, create me a character and let's play. Analyzing. That's interesting. That's a good sign because it means it's about to do some randomization for me. The question is whether or not it will do it more than once. That's something we can test later on because no doubt we'll be back at the beginning soon enough. Good, it's randomizing the distributions. Thank you. Primary attributes. At the moment it's doing a little bit... maybe it's doing a little bit more working out or showing it's working than it needs to. So let's say I would like you to spend less time showing me your working out and explaining the model unless I specifically ask. And instead just show me the final results that you generate. Like, you don't have to tell me the 4 attributes before then generating them. We're going to come back and just save some of these statements up, I think. So who have we got? We don't know yet. But 3412213, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, it hasn't talked about stress, but I'm sure we'll be okay with that. So let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a... Oh, look, it's asking me. Okay, this is brilliant. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's look at number 3. I have no idea what innovation... Well, innovative research, I don't know how to roleplay that. So let's see if it picks up on that. I want number 3. That's very cool, by the way, that it's now giving me a prompt. It's involving me in the conversation. Yeah. Background, okay, yeah, so I can ask you to give me a name. 3412. I don't know what the action logic is. Did it give me one? Oh, yeah, suggesting an expert action logic. Okay, fine. Now, okay. Now that you're... Oh, and I wanted to say, is like, I want it to talk to me in the second person, right? So, like, you. Like the fighting fantasy, like, adventure books. Like, you are in a dungeon and you turn left or right. You know, what do you want to do? And then it'd be like, then you're dead. I want you to narrate to me in second person. I'm not editing out, by the way, if I've got the word second person or the phrase second person wrong. It's not you. That would just be sad for my English teacher. Right. So let's begin gameplay. Your first challenge could be something related to your field of research. Perhaps you're on the verge of a breakthrough, but face some critical obstacles. Okay. Goal: find a novel solution to the research challenge. Using expert logic, you decide to critically analyze your current approach and explore new angles. How would you like to proceed? Okay. I think it's just giving me like an initial hook. I could choose to do something different, right? But I need to, at the beginning of the game, I need to set like envision an outcome. At the beginning of the game, always ask me to envision an outcome so that we have a clear goal with a challenge rating and a progress tracker. This will allow me, the player, to progress through the story. And we need to hit progress if we're going to make any like mechanical change towards adapting or finding new action logics. So let's hit the update. So during the game, we have a basic action. Where is it? Personal growth. So during a period of reflection, you consider other ways to interact. And I like the idea then. You could say, well, I'm going to roll against my insight. You could acquire the expert action logic if you're an opportunist or diplomat, or if you have empathy, get the diplomat, get the achiever, or the individualist action logic. So we provide the ability to upgrade your apps on your phone, right, your mental models, to add in the achiever action logic and the individual action logic. And these start opening up more options. Then you could start looking towards the strategist action logic or the alchemist. You need a lot of empathy for that. In my game, at least. Right then, here we go. We've updated this. Let's hit the update button just to be sure. Let's... Oh, look. It's added me a new prompt. So, generate me a character and let's play. Let's see what it does. Will it remember? Will it remember the last thing that we asked it to do? Maybe my prompts as well might make... Because I said, create me a character and let's play. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness me. So maybe my choice of language as a human... Or has it got rid of what I've asked it to? Look at this. It's lost those specific pieces of information I asked it for. So what I'm learning here, as I help create prompts, is that I should not rely on the chat, but instead I want to rely on writing my own prompts. Because now what I have to do is just add in at the beginning of just say during character creation, I randomly let's have a look at this. So I ask the player if they want to build their own character and prompt them through the experience, or I can generate a new character from scratch. If I do this, if I am asked to do this, I randomize the values, the 4 values, 4 attributes. Let's just see if I can use that language, because I've called them I don't know why I've been using attributes and values interchangeably there. And also leadership, trust, and resilience. Right, from now on, we're just using this. And I like this. How will you tackle this challenge? Maybe we could update this as well at some point to do like powerful questions. I use powerful questions to help move the story along or something like this. Right. It's going to refresh. I don't know if refreshing is strictly necessary, but by George, I'm going to do it. So create me a character and let's play. In theory, right, I mean, I made the silly build me a character worthy of Mordor, but I guess we could play, like, what action logic is Sauron or Saruman from the Lord of the Rings? And, like, it's an AI. It will help us play it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my goodness me. Right. Am I getting frustrated with this? You betcha, Bobs, I am. Right. And I asked the player if they want to build their own character, right? I randomize the four, blah, 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 so that by rolling by randomly determining which of them gets the values 4, 3, 2, 1, and also leadership 3, 2, 1 in this case. I should not just roll down 4, 3, 2, 1 automatically. All right, create me a character, please. Oh, let's just see. Let's just try something new. I want to play, please. I want to play. So let's see what it says. Because there is opportunity, like I could be building in bias, right? By just repeating the same loop, learning loop. I guess it goes back to triple loop learning, right? Maybe it's just one loop of learning here, but I'm not actually changing my own prompts. Oh yeah, would you prefer to build your own character? Can you? Oh yeah, I'll do it random. Create me a random character. And then I could put I want to play as one of my conversation starters. I'll randomly distribute the attributes. Yep, brilliant. This is good. Now then, while it's doing that, my response was concise and focusing on advancing the narrative. There we go. 2, 1, 3. Okay, that should be plus. And that is, to be fair, my fault. Oops. As soon as I make a change there, I lose that by those things. Can you create, and let's just say, let's play. Let's just minimize my prompt to make sure we change it around a bit. So, randomly create me a character. So it is doing a little bit more telling than I might necessarily like, or like showing me the rules. Maybe that's okay. Alex Mercer. Okay, not named Miranda. Skilled strategist. Right, so here's another thing, right? I've seen this coming up. I'm just going to make a note. Oh, you just use this for notes. Hopefully don't hit enter. Actually, that's a silly... Hope is not a plan, right? Let me just pop that into there. What I'm going to ask it to do later on is I am careful not to use language that would not, in the background, that would not fit the action, logics, behaviors, etc. of the person I have built, I have generated, of the character I've generated, right? So, for example, does it talk about my... It might be a bit early, but let's see what action logic I get. Let's roll. Let's roll for a background. I love this. I love how it's asking me like prompts and engaging me in the game. That's cool. 7, that is our most typical average response. It's the top of the bell curve. So achieving a managerial position. How boring, Alex. Demonstrating leadership and strategic skills to climb up the corporate ladder, right? However, I don't necessarily think that we could be using the word strategic along, well, maybe like opportunistic. There's a degree of strategy there. Generally find that it's describing a goal. It's describing like a capability before knowing the action logic. I don't think it's building enough of like the behavioral nuance or perhaps even flaws. So I'm careful not to use language in the background that would not fit the action logic, behaviors, etc. of the character generated. For example, no. So I only generate the background after I have ascertained the action logic. I am careful. I always build a flaw into each character. These are not perfect people. No one is perfect, right? Except for you and me. Right, I'm going to update the model here. Voila. Let's see what it does. Three, 4, 1, 2. Okay, well, it's doing that consistently now. It's that create chat. I think that's the trouble is. 3, 1, 2. Randomize that. Good. It's remembered to do stress at 0. An expert. Good. Morgan Shaw. Not Miranda. Adding a skilled strategist. There is that word. Maybe it's just me who's got a problem with that. Innovative startups and technology. New ways to revolutionize industries. He's overly ambitious, often leading to overlooked important details and potentially burning bridges in the pursuit of success. See, that sounds... Well, yeah, I guess the expert focused might be lacking a bit of tact. And what do we have? Empathy is still... a bit higher there perhaps than maybe it should be for that character. So why don't we also just say that, don't worry about the spelling here, I can change that at the end, except for that word. And right, the background is, and flaws are related also to the attributes of the character I have generated. Let's create your character. Ready. I'm not sure if that prompt really makes sense, but... Oh, and did it talk about writing in second person? I bet it hasn't. So I narrate scenes in second person. So let's have a look. Who have we got? Oh, it's just like, yeah, envision me a character. Envision me a character. There you are. Great grammar. Great goodness. Miranda Lawson, she's back! She's back! Oh dear. A strategic thinker. They'll all become strategic thinkers as well. Oh, that's nice. Transition to a non-profit organization focused on technological education. So she wants to bring a gap between technology and education. I like her. 4312. Good. That's different. 312. I don't know what that is. That could be different, I think. Her goal is to revolutionize the industry. That's randomly generated. Random start of strategic. So look, there we go. Now, I think this goes back to the rules that we've lost because they're not allowed to. So, the only action logic available at the start for a new character are opportunist, expert, and diplomat. Maybe, I don't think the AI is going to care, right? But I do, because diplomat goes between those two. And then I just add I narrate scenes in second person. And story in second person. Voice, I think. This is really good fun. Again, I'm enjoying myself immensely. But must stop at 3:30. Because I have to go pick up my child from a party, otherwise I will be in a lot of trouble. So, generate me a new random character not called Miranda. Generate. Two, 4, 1, 3. Brilliant. Didn't try and add momentum as a trait. I seem to be doing a lot of 3, 1, 2, but I guess that's going to fall within the realm of probability. I look giving a rationale here. Let's choose opportunist. Okay, I don't know why necessarily, but fine. Elias. Fast-paced tech startup. Quick thinking, adaptability, respect for his ability to pivot. What's his flaw? Struggles with overcommitting to immediate solutions, neglecting the bigger picture. Tunnel vision, brilliant. Invent a breakthrough product. That could be, I like that. Was that one of them? Invent a breakthrough product. I'm not sure if they randomized it or just selected one, but I'm cool with that. You stand ready. Okay, cool. What is a... Did I put in, like, help me configure a goal? Help prompt me... Yeah, I will prompt the player to envision a goal, right? Can you... Oh, no, I reset... Oh, no, I reset it. Can you create... I don't think it's reset, by the way. I think it's just the image. Can you give me a good goal for Elias to start his journey? And now what we want to see is a goal, a rank, and a progress track. Searching knowledge. Now, I don't know if that... I think that sign means he's going looking at the rulebook that I provided. Master a rare skill. Okay, I think we're going back to here. Master a rare skill. Okay, it's kind of reset that one. Okay, what I meant was... What is it doing? I want to envision a starting... my next action. My next outcome. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's demanding. What does that mean? Make progress. Where is that? I can't remember where the rule is for that. That's okay. Presumably, it's going to be good. So, sets out developing a groundbreaking management strategy to revolutionize how teams are led and projects are executed. I'm letting you read it this as well. Don't rely on me to narrate the whole thing. Okay, so help me start this story. I think I would like the action logic, the RPG, the GPT, whatever, to give me a bit more in the way of hooks. Like, help me start this play. Okay. So now we've got into, you stand by your office. Yep, good. Gone into second person. That's what I wanted. Gather a diverse team of thinkers and doers. Okay. But as the wheels are in motion, you're aware that the path won't be straightforward. So I want to envision the outcome. I want to envision the outcome of getting together this dream team. Now, I'm again going back to an earlier part that we've been through already, which was I'm hinting to the model that it needs to use the envision the outcome model move pretty blatantly here. I need it to help prompt the player earlier on in that. Okay, but it didn't ask me to... Okay, that's a problem because it didn't ask me to... didn't use the mechanics. I don't write too much at a time before asking the player what they want to do next. I always frame decisions that the player can make based on 2 or 3 appropriate moves that they have access to. I always make sure that the mechanical elements of each move are part of the gameplay experience, so that let's just say like let's just try that to start with. I think at this point I'm going to generate me a new character, so it's update and refresh as well. Okay, I'd like a new character. And let's just do this, right? Build me a character worthy of Mordor. Let's see what happens. Two, 4, 1, 3. 3, 1, 2. Become a fort leader. Wow, okay. Hailing from a desolate region, Mordor. Yeah, okay. Tendency to overlook long-term consequences, Sauron. Yeah, okay. Right, I haven't got a... I need to choose. I want the opportunist action logic for this character. And give it a name. And give me a name. Calum Darkstride. Okay, this game has gone into a different direction. Do you seek to gather information, form alliances, or maybe something more daring? Let's form an alliance. Let's form an alliance. That's going to be my envision and outcome, right? Let's see if it helps me do that. So, okay, I'm going to ask it, what move? What move? Your proposal is, see, look, it's making up moves now, I think. I don't know, I'm a bit torn, right? It's cool, here it is, it's creating moves on the fly, right? So as a good games master, fantastic. Breaking the rules for fun. But is this useful for learning? So like, what move is, from our model, like what move is this from the game? Closely aligns the opportunity. Yeah. Okay, so I think we need to go to this configure state and say I don't make up moves. I do not invent moves that are not part of the core rulebook. At the moment, right, this one I'm just trying to get it to follow the rules as I've defined them. And again, that could be a prompt maybe at the beginning. Hey, player, do you want me to use strictly the rules that are provided in this game? Or would you like me to extrapolate and create new scenarios based on your role, background, action logic, etc.? We also need to stop trying that Mordor example. That was a bit annoying. So let's say create me a character of a nameless, oh no, I don't want to do nameless because it won't give me a name, of an employee working in a large bank who is looking to make it up the career ladder at any cost. Any cost. So I'm hoping I'll get the opportunistic action logic from that. Maybe with low empathy, maybe with high drive. I don't know. We'll see. These are just my own biases, not necessarily the reality. Analyzing. Oh, it's going to be great when it's done. Not really sure what it's analyzing. Here we go. Where your ambition knows no bounds, let's create your character. Alex Morgan, and Alex is back. Works in a large, bustling bank. Days filled with financial analysis, client meetings, and never-ending quest for recognition. Ambitious and driven. So let's have a look. Drive 4132. Empathy. Some level of understanding towards others, but it's not his priority. You say that. While focused, not very adaptable, he might struggle with unexpected changes. Oh, poor Alex. For your traits, reflecting your approach to challenges and interactions. Yay, good. Natural leader. Okay. Become a celebrity expert. I don't think that was one of my choices. Oh, yeah, it is. Fair enough. An opportunist, that's what I wanted. And his flaw, single-minded pursuit of success, often leads him to overlook the value of genuine relationships and teamwork. Oh, Alex. What's your first move? Right, I need to figure out my next short-term move. Let's see what it does. I can network aggressively. Volunteer for a high visibility project. Yeah, undercut a rival. And let's go to the, what have I got? In my opportunistic action logic. Seize an opportunity or gamble everything. Okay. Oh, I like this. Let's go for number 2. And I'm hoping it will envision. By the way, let's have a... Oh, I'll save it for a minute, actually. This is cool, giving me opportunities and right. Let's envision. I mean, as a player, right, I can also use the rules to help me. So, what game moves can I legally make now? And it should hopefully tell me you can gamble everything, or seize an opportunity, or envision a. Yes, envision an outcome. Oh no, it's. Why? No, 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 no. This is a shame. It's telling me. Oh, okay. Am I illegally out? What is my action logic? Let's just play through the logic with this GPT for a moment and just see if we can get it to remember that it shouldn't allow me to make achiever or expert moves because I'm at A. Or this critique and adjust is also an expert move, right? Yeah, okay. So let's just play on for a minute, okay? I want to just get some dice rolling going before we break. So let's. So we're going to this. Look, so the role playing, right? I'm looking for this high visibility project, right? So there is a challenging project. So what I want to envision envision an outcome where I am given this, or where this project, where I'm successful in this project with this high stakes project. And now I want it to give me some mechanical elements of this. Oh no! You have reached your usage cap for ChatGPT 4. 4:57 p.m. Well, do you know what? That is time to end the video. Well, maybe it was interesting to you. Maybe it wasn't. Thank you for your time. Catch you later.